fast. I'm exhausted. 2026. Let's go.
Okay, 2026. Well, Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
I know the new year got started not the Monday we got back, but the Tuesday, because I got a bunch of calls Tuesday, but not Monday. So pretty just like, hey, I have this. So it's really Tuesday. So I know you guys took a day to get going. So I appreciate that.
You can hear you back here.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll try to do that.
Talk louder.
Okay. I do want to thank first and foremost the ALC from last year. If you don't know what the ALC is, the Associate Leadership Council, it is your top agents that are part of our office. They help make it happen. The culture, the events, everything that's gone through the ALC. So thank you to them. These are your ALC members from 2025. If you're an ALC member, please stand up.
Hey, wait, we have everybody. Susan, stand up.
And this is our new 2026 ALC. So if you're on the new 2026 ALC, please stand up. These are our leaders in the office. We obviously we help each other and partner together to make this market center and offices your guys' office and build that culture. So thank you so much. And we'll have more next team meeting talking about ALC and committees. So fantastic. Okay. We're gonna first on the bid speak. We have to look back at 2025 a little bit. It was who thinks 25 was a little bit crazy. I mean, we had 2024. We thought that was crazy, and then 2025 came, and it got more crazy, right? So, we're gonna. Oh, hold up. Some nostalgia going on there. Goes. Okay, so one thing, we still dominate. Congratulations to Michelle. She finished as the #1 team leader in Northern California, Hawaii with 100.
Without the team, there's a vision and we're staying on course. So yeah.
This is for just Natomas area for this office. So I will have other stats for the other offices soon. But this is our market share compared to everyone else in the Natomas area. So thank you to our agents in this office because you are more than double any other brokerage in sales and volume in the Natomas area. So when we say we dominate, we dominate. So when you're doing presentations in the Natomas area, you should probably like tell people this because you could say we're #1, right? By far. And in fact, we've worked, and in fact, this gray part is last year, and this is this current year. It was buys, purple is sales, but you can see we even increased our sales from 2024 and increased them in 2025. So congratulations, everyone. And then you have Windermere, EXP, and others, and they're just playing. We're actually doing it. Good. So congratulations to you. It was crazy. 896 in volume, 1,732 transactions. There. Congratulations. Now we're going to look at about what does our market look like in 2025. This is in your trends, but I wanted to put it up there. If you can look, you'll see that light green bar. That is the number of listings coming onto the market in any given month. The dark green is what closes in any given month, and that red line is what goes pending in that month. Can you see something happening as a trend? And you probably felt it in the second half of the year. Second half of the year, listings coming on market declined at a pretty steady rate. You can see that. We had a lot of cancellations, expireds on listings because sellers couldn't get the price they wanted. We also see pendings going down. And that's a lot about instability in the market also. We have a lot of economic tariffs and a lot of things happening. We're going to talk about that. And that sort of pushed them down, but we're going to talk about what's going to look like in 2026. So this is average days on market, which is the blue line. And that red line is sell price versus original list price. I just want you to know the average days on market has increased to 63 days on market. And
All of them are Metro.
all of Metro List. So most of the Bay, all of the Valley, and Sacramento, right? And yeah, so 63 days on market on average. So just FYI, it's more important to price your listings appropriately. And just so you know, it dropped 1%, but that sell price to what they actually close at is averaging 95%. So that means whatever you list the house at, 5% below is likely what it closes at on average right now in Metro List. So it is very, 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 very important if you don't want to end up with statistics where you expire cancel list to price your listings appropriately, which probably means 5% below comps to actually make it work. So if you have a lot of stale listings, this is probably the reason why. So is you're not where you need to be on price. And actually, I helped an agent. She had a stale listing. They did 4 price reductions recently. They went from 620 to 590. I have got involved to help them because they were talking about canceling the listing. She wanted help, so I helped. Talked them into 560, and we got an offer 2 days later at 560 cash. Because I said we need to be 5% below comps. Does it make sense? So price your listings appropriately. The market is asking you to do it. And the thing, you see this number that means there's a lot more houses and a lot less buyers looking. So buyers have choice. I have seen cancellations on contracts where I'm trying to get involved and it's canceled over $400 difference, $400 between the seller and the buyer canceled. I've seen things that are less than $1,000, $1,500 and buyers are canceling over these issues. So please be aware buyers have choice and they have lots of choice. And so when you talk to your sellers, you need to make sure that they're very aware of the market and what's going to be asked of them. And you can see this in new homes. New homes are giving away the kitchen sink to get buyers involved, to get buyers in the house. And you realize your sellers on resale almost need to act like new home sellers and give away the kitchen sink to kind of do it. So, and those are conversations you need to have on the front end. And if you don't, you're going to end up a canceled expired likely on the back side. So, woo, all fun stuff, right? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Woo, okay. Let's talk about the age of the first time and repeat buyers. So we're looking at buyers now. This is 2025. Who is buying? What age group?
40-year-olds.
Over 50%, and if you add the old people in, 60%. No, that's is over 60 to 70% of all buyers are like me, Gen X or baby boomers. That's just want you to know that if you're shopping in the other categories and those are your buyers, you're going to be shopping in a pond that's pretty sparse. Why are these people the only ones transacting right now? They're the only ones that have money. Exactly. These people have all the money and these people inherited the money, right? So, and so, I just want to put this out there. These are the people that are buying. So if you're looking to buyers, which is good, because right now if you get a pre-approved buyer wanting to buy, it's basically a for sure transaction. You got enough listings to make it happen. But look where it is. So I'm sorry if you're young and you feel like I can't reach them, but don't worry, they work with young people. It's okay. So, but I want you to know over 50% of the buyers right now are Gen X baby boomers right now because they have the money and they don't care about the economy because they're buying cash or have a lot.
Question.
Yes.
Bottom, what's other?
What's other? I don't know. You can conjecture.
I mean, it's got the.
Kim, what other is single female amount?
Stay there.
No.
They undeclared. I don't know. What do you call that?
Determined.
Determined. I want you to know this. 2025, since we started tracking the stat in California or nationwide, this year is the lowest year that first-time buyers have bought a home. 21% of the buyers in 2025 were first-time home buyers. That's the lowest percentage ever since we started tracking this since 1981. Okay, so you understand when I say the top people are buying right now, affordability is a big issue, and we're going to talk about how to get buyers in 2026. We're going to talk about it's about affordability. That's everything. Everything's about affordability. And if you can talk to your buyers about affordability, you're going to have a better chance of getting a buyer client.
Seeing as parents are purchasing and or assisting their children.
Yeah.
If they have better stable income.
Yeah, we see a lot of that. So you see these first-time board, they're just challenged, they're significantly challenged. And actually, I didn't put it up there, but you know what the average median age of the first-time home buyer is now? Went to the highest ever, they are 41 years old. Is the average first-time home buyer in California.
Wow.
So you see where they are, you see the challenges that younger people with limited income have in getting into housing, and you can see quite, this is, that factor of affordability is why we have the markets we have right now. Makes sense? So.
John, is this like true first-time home buyers, or is it what they call first-time home buyers after they like haven't bought it in so many years?
It's, yeah, if they haven't bought in, I think like 5 years or something, they do it, but still, I mean, that's pretty much
Yeah.
at that point. Yeah, so. Primary reason for purchasing. First-time buyers is saying they desire no home. But if you can look at the majority of people, because they're all the people who want to move, 90% of buyers want to move closer to friends and relatives. So we talk about Gen Xers, baby boomers, they're wanting to move closer to their family and grandkids. That makes sense. And that's the number one. 20% of sellers and buyers are moving for that reason. So when I talk about marketing to get these kind of clients, you should probably be putting out videos and other things talking about how to sell by, how to move closer. If you have a client that actually does that, moves closer to their kids, you should probably highlight that in the video, because those are the majority of buyers that happen. And all these people are sellers also. Like, so. And then you can see desire for a larger home or smaller home, and change in family situation, divorce, and you can see these desire for a better area. Those are the other parts that make up what buyers are looking for. So basically you have Gen Xers maybe looking for their final big home, and then you have other people moving because of job, location, mandatory sales, right? So understand where the buyers are coming from. And I put this out there because I'm putting these stats out there because when you market and talk about real estate, you should talk about these things. You don't say like, oh, I don't talk about like being close to relatives. It was like, you need to say like, I just helped my client. I'm super excited because I just helped them move closer to now their grandkids so they could be there to babysit their grandkids. I'm so happy for, the Sanchez family. Congratulations on moving closer to your grandkids. Those are the kind of messages you want to see, because those are the buyers and sellers. All right. All right. Previously owned homes. This is getting pretty big, and we're almost, this is 2024, we don't have 2025 stats, but that blue line is new home purchases, the yellow line is yellow resale home. So what you do. In 2024, they were 16%, which is near the top. We suspect in 2025, we haven't got the full data yet, that they're at 20% plus of home sales is new home sales. It's probably, it could be, 2025 could be the biggest year of new home sales since we started tracking this stat. And we only expect in 2026 for that to be bigger. So one thing, if you're wanting more transactions, 20%, that means 1 in 5 transactions right now that's going to happen in real estate is likely a buyer buying a new home. So that means you should be highly involved with the new home communities of where you work. And you should probably get to know those deals, and you should probably be marketing those deals because they're giving away the kitchen sink. You should be marketing those deals because 1 in 5 buyers are going to be a new home buyer, if not more. It's expected in 2026 to get up to maybe 1 in 4 buyers. So if new home buyers are not part of your process, you should probably integrate that into 2026. First step during the home process. First step. 50% of people looked online for properties for sale. 20% contacted the agent first. 8% looked for home buying information. 7% contacted their lender first. These are primarily where the buyers are looking, so you need to be in those locations. That's where you market. Where do you market? You market online. They want properties, so I would market properties for sale that you have. I would make sure you love your people, love your database, because 20% of buyers call the people, and I suspect, we can look at stats, I suspect that. And then you talk about what's your lender with your mortgage lender? Do they provide leads to you back? You give them leads, do they provide leads back? Because they're getting a lot of the calls too, right? All right. Where the buyer found the home they purchased. Oh, this low, but that blue is internet. That yellow is the real estate agent. So agents are still relying on a good portion to find the home for them. So if you just put them on a search and let it go, you're going to lose a lot of clients on that because some of them want you to find it for them. And I know you young people just like to put them on a search and call it a day, but there's other people that want you to actually like think about what they want and try to find a house. All right. On the others a little, but I want you to point, yard is the dark yard sign, open house sign is the blue one. Friend, relative, or neighbors is the orange one, and home builder agent is 4%. So we are knowing 20% of sales are buyers, but only 4% are represented by agents. So there's a gap there. Does that make sense? And you can fill that gap and earn a commission. All right. Method, the homeowner previously owned the home. They bought it directly from the builder's agent. So I want to point this. So through a real estate agent, you're doing 88% of all transactions. So BizBo's other ways are happening are the other 12%, but you're doing all 80%. But I can tell you, like all buyers, 35% buy new homes from the builder's agent, but only 4% actually do use an agent. Make sense? What buyers want most from their agents? So this is what you should really be talking about because this is what the buyers are saying they want from their agents. Number one, they want you to help them to find the right home. So when you're talking on your videos and your marketing, you should talk about how you're an expert at meeting with people, understanding their needs, and helping them find the perfect home because that's the number one thing buyers say they want from their agent. And then you notice help negotiate terms of sale, help price negotiations, help with the paperwork, help price terms and negotiations fit 25%. So the second highest thing they want you to do is negotiate for them. And I found in just my brokering that the one thing agents suck at most is negotiating, generally. So no offense to you guys, but generally we don't. So I will be bringing negotiation classes into this 2026 to teach you guys how to negotiate better because negotiation is 25% of what buyers say they want from their agent. And when I used to do buyer presentations, I would go over tactics and how I negotiate to make sure they get accepted their offer in this market. And I would do that with them because I knew buyers wanted that. So this is something you would integrate into your buyer presentation. That's all right. Benefits provided. Pointed out unnoticed features and faults with the property is the number one thing. So when buyers actually had an agent, what do they want? What they liked most about what the agent did actually was when they saw a home, the buyer's agent told them where the problems were. So if you're going on a home showing and you're just enjoying the home as much as they are, that's not what they want. They want you to show you what are the defects of the property. I had to walk the property with someone the other day, and I was like, "Hey, you should be concerned about that. That may be very well needed. But you need to point things out because that's what the buyers want." Yeah.
Cannot that become a liability to us?
What?
That we said, hey, that looks like that might be mold, or you can't say mold, you have to say it looks like that.
No, it looks like there's some damage on the house. We probably need to get that inspected.
Yeah, say about it.
Yeah. But you can point out like, hey, there's a stain there, right?
Yeah.
So those things you're gonna have to do. I'll look on the property for them.
If it would go in my Avid, I'll tell them about it.
Yeah, exactly. And if you walk, and that's the thing is when you show a home, you should probably be thinking differently about the showing than you are now. That means they're looking for you to point out unnoticed features and faults with the property as opposed to going on the ride with them on the showing. Make sense? All right. Help buyers understand the process, that's big. Negotiate better sales contract terms, that's big. Provide a list of service providers, big. Improve buyers' knowledge of search areas, so they want you to know the neighborhood. So when I tell, especially if you're new, you need to understand these are the things they're looking for. This is your little value proposition. And if you do videos to attract buyers, you should probably say these things. Does that make sense? And those people will like you because they are saying that's what the majority of buyers want from the race. Make sense? So you're always talking to me, John, I don't know what content you guys just put up, generic content. You should do content like this, right? Because that's going to attract people because that's what they want. All right. How they find their real estate agent? How did the buyer find their real estate agent? If you look at the top, referred by friend, neighbor, relative, used the agent previously buy. So let's see, that's 58%. No, 52%. 52% of agents either use the agent they already had a relationship with or was referred to that agent by a friend or family or neighbor. So when your coaches and everyone says, use your database, there's a reason. There's a reason because over 50% of buyers still come through agent relationships or referrals from agents. So if you're shopping in the other areas, just know you're shopping. You're shopping for buyers in a little itty bitty pond. You really should be shopping in your pond. Make sense? And if you do that, you're going to have more success. That's what the number said. The average times contacted has gone down. It's now 1 contact median now this year, which has changed a lot. And that's because there's very few buyers. So when they want to buy, they're usually getting a hold of someone. This is how they generally found out. So phone calls, the number 1 way, talk to them in person, ask for a friend to put them in touch. Those are the top 3 ways. So what does that mean? That means you're calling them, or you ran into them at the store or at some event, or a friend said you should call them. And usually it took one time talking to them before you secured them as a contract, as a client. So literally call your people, answer your phone, and return phone calls. And you will likely get the client. Likely get the client. All right. Number of real estate agent interviews by first-time home, repeat home buyers. So all buyers, you have a 74% chance of converting that buyer to your client as long as you're the first agent to talk to them. So when we talk about speed to lead, we really mean this. If you are second or third place, you have a very unlikely chance. That means the first agent has to really F it up if you want your chance, because if you're second, you're going to lose most of the time.
Emotion, right?
Yeah, it's about the energy you bring in.
No.
But this is even say, like, you could be kind of not that great and you're still likely to win, as long as you're the first. Does it make sense? Like, literally, you can be not that great, but as long as you're the first, you're likely going to win. So for you agents think, oh, I can't compete, I can't be there. It doesn't really matter about your skills that much. It matters, are you the first person? And just show up, right? Show up and answer phone call. So I just want to note that it doesn't take a whole bunch of skill to secure the client.
Not that you're saying.
It's just you gotta be first. Not to say I don't want you to be skilled, but literally the stats say it's gotta be first. Okay? Good. All right. Oh, I lost it. Okay. Click on. There. All right. Would the buyer use their real estate agent again? Woo! 76 says definitely, 50 say probably. That's like, that's like 91%. That's like a lot, right? That's a really high number. 91% of buyers said, I'd use my agent again. Definitely. Probably.
That's a different.
That's a good question. 91 said they would, but do they actually?
Yeah.
Oh, this I want to put this in there.
Because
You ask your past clients and sphere for referrals. And on average, 38% do not give a referral. So when you call them and say, they're not giving me referrals, why should I call them? It's because 40% just is not going to do it. That's okay. 50% do a one-time referral. One time. And then you get 2 times, 3 times, 4. So when I'm talking to you people, and you say, And you hear this, oh, I have my VIP, I have my database, and I have my VIPs, which I love. These are your VIPs. So you need to track who refers. And you know, if you get someone who does a one-time referral, if you really work them, it actually goes up to 2 times. The percentage increases. So if they do it once, if you keep a relationship, they'll likely do it again if you reward that behavior. Make sense? All right. But don't worry, 40% will say no and they're not going to do it. And that's okay. Still in mind, right? So, primary reason selling homes. So we're going on sellers. You see, number one reason by far, I want to move closer to family and friends. That is 1 in 4 of sales last year was because they just want to move closer to family and friends. FYI. And then the only other meaningful percentages are the home is too small and the home's too big. And everything else is just little. Makes sense? So either the house doesn't fit their needs or they want to move closer to family and friends. And that's most of the reason why people are moving today. Other than mandatory sales, right? So, all right. Median seller tenure in a home. This is how long they stay in the home. And you can see in 1985, it was average of 5 years. And now it's gone all the way up to the highest ever since we recorded this, 11 years in a house. This is on average. Yeah. So this is what we call it. This is due to affordability issues. Being able to move to your house is still a new house, is still afford it. So you can see that. So when you're talking to people who are owner occupied, maybe you're using some escrow services to help you target and farm people. You probably want to farm people that are somewhere north of 10 years in their house. They are the ones more likely to sell. The average is moving up pretty rapidly, actually. All right. Sales price compared to listing price by number of weeks on the market. So I just want to show you this. If you can sell the house in less than 2 weeks, you're probably getting list price. Probably priced it right. Yeah. If you get beyond 4 weeks, you priced it wrong. And you're doing a lot of reductions in that. So if you want to say, John, am I overpriced? After about 2 weeks, if you got scratched, you're probably overpriced. And you need to go, oops, I'm sorry, we messed up, and here's why. And you have to go back to yourself. Number of times they ask the agent asked their sellers to reduce the price. 9% didn't do it. So only 9% of agents are actually getting the price right on the front end. 50% are asking 4 or more times.
Oh boy.
Has anyone gone back to a seller and asked them for 4 different times to reduce the price? Is that painful?
Yeah.
Okay.
Make a happy relationship.
No.
Does that make a past client that wants to refer you in the future?
No.
So I want to do you now. You may close the deal, but you're not likely to have one of those raving fans that refers you in the future, right? So you be like the 9 these people, right? So you need to be aggressive on pricing. I've done a lot of pricing presentations. It means you're probably going to have to be more confident with your pricing presentations when you're talking with sellers. And you're going to ask them to do things that they weren't thinking of doing, right? So, okay, we'll have some training on that. Okay. Method used to find the real estate agent, still number 1, refer by a friend or previously used them. Number of agents contacted before selecting one. So before they sign, 80% sign the first one. Just be first. Now we're talking about sellers. What sellers want? They want you to be very good at marketing. Every time I hear someone's going sideways and I have to or helping people out, it's always, they're not marketing the house right. They're not giving me updates on what's happening, right? It's all market. They want to know you can market. So when you do your listing presentation, you should talk a lot about how you're going to market the house so they sell. That's a very important thing, right? That's what they want. They want to make sure, help them price.
What up, Sac Metro?
Yeah. Jose. Turn off the screen. Help the home price competitively, help the home sell with a specific timeline. So your whole presentation should be talking about how you're going to market the home, and you're going to do it this way to sell the home within the first 2 weeks. 2 weeks. And to do that, we have to be at this price. 2 weeks. 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 2 That way I can get the specific timeframes that you want. This is how you should be talking about your listing presentation to sell it. All right. Whew. I mean, this is basically your job description, right? This is your job description. What's happening. So, why do they choose the listing agent? Number one reason, reputation of the agent. I joke with agents who have been in this business a long time. And I can tell you, as Steve T, a few of you have been a lot of, the only thing you really control in the end about your business is your reputation.
Right.
And that's the decisions and daily decisions you make. And also that's the daily decisions of how you talk to people, help people. Right. And you can see people who are generally helping people, care about people, and are putting themselves out there are generally having the reputation and those with people that get the listings. 20% agent is honest and trustworthy. Is a friend or family member and knows the neighborhood. That's really that's how you have to show up on your list on your sellers. Would you use it and would you use your real estate agent again or recommend to others? And they definitely will at a high level, even the sellers. All right. Was that informative?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. You see how you should integrate this in how you do your social media, how do you do your listings and buyer presentations, give the agents, give the buyers and sellers what they want. If you use those talking points, it's going to ring very true for most of them, right?
Would it benefit you if we added these slides that he just spoke on, to circle?
Yeah, well, I find the circle so you can start looking at these, and I would take some of the slides about what they want. You can put them in AI and say, I want a marketing plan that focuses on this messaging because that's what you want, right?
Right.
That's what you want. All right.
John, I was just gonna say, that's what I was gonna ask.
That's
Would these be available?
With these
slides?
Oh, yes, they will be available. Yes. So, what can you expect in 26? I'm going to go forward. Just so you know, we've been making stuff in our coaching program change. We're going to focus highly on productivity. There's a lot of things we can do to make you guys more productive. We're going to browbeat you into it, so it's okay. But we're identifying 3 tracks: full-time agent, dual career, and foundational agent, which is someone who's more kind of part-time-ish, really just wants friends and family. So we're doing those sort of things to help you get better tracks so that you can get the services you need at the time you need. So just so you know that those changes will be coming down with our new, our coaches, Leslie and Danny, and Leslie is now our director of productivity. So what's in 2026? Guess what? Real estate is going to remain challenging. We have high mortgage rates, but Trump just proposed a plan. But we'll see what happens. So this is a little bit backwards, but the reason is the Fed's been lowering their federal funds rate, which is what the banks lend at, and it's not really moving the mortgage rates. And so Trump is getting very upset because he knows his bad ratings are because people think things are affordable. So he's trying to work this so his ratings go up. So, which I more probably sounding like a Democrat right now. So good part is he's going to intervene in the government, do all these interventions on my way. But Fannie and Freddie, who you know, Fannie and Freddie know, they went bankrupt during the Great Recession. The government bailed them out. They are still owned by the government. No administration has yet to figure out what to do with them. But essentially, they've been doing so well, they are sitting on $200 billion of cash. And even though there are stockholders in there, he wants to take it from the stockholders, which I imagine will be a lawsuit somewhere. But
Yeah.
and he wants to, what he does is buy mortgage-backed securities. So the way to really reduce rates is when we all do our transactions and loans through whatever bank or lender we do, those get sold to Fannie and Freddie. Fannie and Freddie package them and sell them on Wall Street investments. Those are called mortgage-backed securities. And if no one wants to buy them, they have to go higher rates to attract investors. That makes sense, and that's what's that. People don't like the market's a little iffy. I don't know if people are going to go into foreclosure, so they have to offer higher rates to attract investors. That's how you get there. Now, how do you reduce rates? You have buyers in there that are buying going up. They can't get enough of these, and then rates go down because I can get sexy. I can sell more loans and package because I have buyers. And essentially, why did we have 2% rates back in COVID? It's because the Fed, who prints the money, actually don't even print it, they hit something on the computer and it was just there. So the Fed who makes the money They just went into that mortgage market and bought them. So about 40% of the mortgages in the United States are owned by the government. So they went and bought them at a high level, and they bought them at a so high level, it dropped rates into the 2% range. Does it make sense? Remember that happening? And when they stopped going that way, the Fed stopped buying them, and then you see rates come up because now we're in the normal market. They just manipulated the market to get the rate down. Makes sense? They want what they wanted to do, and kudos to you guys. During COVID, they worried the economy was going to collapse, and they said, we can't fix most things, but we can fix real estate. And that's why about 2 weeks after you were deemed essential and you could start working, is because they wanted you to sell a lot of homes. And they want you to sell a lot because we are about 40% of the economy. And if we're red hot, we're like 70% of the economy. So we can move the whole economy ourselves. So that's what they did during COVID to make sure the economy stayed low. Anyways, Trump wants to do the same thing, which is funny because he blasted the other administration for doing this, but he wants to do the same thing. He wants to take $200 billion and buy mortgage-backed securities as a way to drop the rates, which we'll see if he can actually do it. Interesting, but that'll be interesting. We have inflation. Last year we did 4.35 million in sales nationwide. The last 2 years have been the lowest 2-year consecutive transaction sales amount nationally in the history since we started tracking. So if you are still here and doing real estate, congratulations. You just made it through the last 2 years of the lowest amount of transactions ever in the history of real estate. So congratulations to you, because you want to make it happen. And then we got this AI thing, which is crazy. So we're gonna have a lot of AI classes about how to integrate AI into your business, and we're gonna have that as well. I just want you to know, most people are projecting, I talked to a lot of people are projecting about it, that rates should stay in 2026 at the 6% range, which is which we all know. But that little blue line there, Zillow's saying, if Trump actually does his 200 billion, it actually will move the market because that is a decent amount of money. And he says, if we do that, it will likely push rates to 5.7. And I know some people who have lenders or lenders in the room, they know when you get a 5 in front of that number, buyers start writing applications, loan applications, right? So you need to watch this closely. This will be very important. If it actually works and pushes rates into 5s, which right now you can tease a little bit into the 5s right now, but if you get solidly where it's in the 5s, where everyone's saying it's in the 5s, that's going to be, that could change our estimates going forward about how many transactions we're doing in 2026. It could be a game changer. Literally, affordability is the whole game changer in 2026.
To give some wisdom on that,
Yeah.
my lender hat, you guys, interest rates like base, right? Just lender compensation is built into interest rates. That's why you're seeing them at that price point. Other than that, they're mid 5s to low 5s. So that opens up affordability, and that's where an agent has the ability to negotiate, right? Now, with my agent hat on, I've had conversations with other lenders. They're quoting higher interest rates, but it's a negotiation, or buyers are like still affordability. So you can still negotiate. It's a buyer's market for the seller to pay more in closing costs, and it'll cover the lender's costs for their compensation, so you can give them that lower rate, and you can sell it that way because rates are lower.
So he's basically saying lenders are quoting your buyers right now higher rates because they're trying to build their compensation into that.
6% compared to 5%.
But if you can get the seller to help you with closing costs and buy down the rate, then you're going to get this lender to more likely.
Hey, John,
Yeah.
and a stupid question, maybe, can you go to your lender and say, hey, negotiate their rates? To lenders.
Do you want a lender to come to you and say, can you negotiate your?
Sure.
Normally
I
that.
would say partner with your lenders. You need, and then in 2026, the one thing is affordability. The number one way you can do that is with the loan, honestly. And so you need to be partners with the lender. Any program, special programs they got, any of those things are things you should be advertising because those are speak to affordability, right? You should be working with your lender very closely on what they can and can't do,
Right.
because that way you can advertise that as well. Okay. Hard estimating.
When I hear a lender come to me, like my previous, I'm dealing with one lender and the other lender that I could use all the time, said, hey, listen, talk to me, I might be able to do something.
Yeah, they will. They won't.
Trust me, if you have an actual transaction, meaning we have an offer, the lenders start getting they need deals, trust me. Lenders don't make money unless they close, right? The whole loan company, so they'll make money. Okay, car forecast, this was done in September. They're projecting in, we're gonna see a 2% increase in sales in California in 2026. So if you did 10 sales, you're probably gonna do 10 sales again.
10.2.
10.2 sales. So you really get to like 30 sales, and then you might do one more. So just so you know, if you have goals that are increasing your transaction count in 2026, it likely has to be from your activities, not from the market. They are still projecting an appreciation increase of 3.6 in pricing. So prices are not going to help you on affordability, only the rate alone is going to help you.
Prices are the number one argument I hear. From Nicole.
So what you should do in 2026, consistent market leads and database through social media. If rates get into 5%, if you have your letter saying I can offer this a 5% rate, you should be doing videos with your lender all day long. Does it make sense? That moves buyers. Watch for Trump 20-ton bill again. If it does come out and it actually starts executing, you should probably talk about it because people will be confused. Not confused, but they'll have questions, and you want to talk about lower rates, right? Lower mortgage rates. Creative loan programs. I hear a lot of creative loan programs. I have a new home builder that's doing a 3-1 buy down, 3-1 mortgage, and their initial rate's 1.99 down there. So those are creative ways to get interest rate lows, at least temporarily. Don't neglect spring and summer. We are a seasonal market. Most sales happen, and about 50% of sales happen in spring and summertime. That will be the case in 2026. So I tell you, there's times you can sprint and you can jog. You need to sprint now through summer and then jog the rest of the year. Make sense? So get your running shoes on. We're going. So remember, a new home. You should be going to do videos of new homes and new inventory and talking about what the incentives they are, and you live to help them do those things. Make sense? Sellers, what you do? Be consistent market sellers, mostly older and falling downsizing and reclaiming. So if you want to target who's going to likely sell, it's likely look at your database of who's old. And it's likely them. Oh, that's Stephen T. Luckily, all your database is that. So you're good, right?
We've got money.
Most expect the people, there's a lot of cancellations and expires that happened in the last half of 2025. Most expect those to come back in 2026, usually in the spring. So if you have an hankering to go after more listings, I recommend you do targeting something sellers who are canceled or expired in 2025 and call them in January and February for 2026 because they're probably going to list again. All right. And they're probably unhappy with their first agent, so you have an in, right? So, all right. Most there's older generations, and I want you to note this: when you talk to someone, you get a lead, you get a seller, and they're older. Actually, the majority of them have multiple homes, so you need to ask that question: do you have any other homes? I help people with all their. Like I told the other, we help people with their whole housing portfolio. He's like, oh. I got this cabin up here. I'm thinking about selling it. That's it. Like literally. Now you got to list. Like literally, you got to say that. They don't think about it. You got to say it, right? Okay. Talk about contingent sales, bridge loan scenarios. Most listings are sell buy right now. Most of the listings are someone selling to buy. So you need to talk about how they do that, how people navigate that. That's going to attract people. Okay. Those are how you attract sellers. All right. But the real estate is also changing. That means how you do your job, not just the market, but how you do your job. Agents are continuing to pay more and more to third-party vendors for leads. And in fact, Zillow is topping $1 billion in agent payments for leads last 2025. 1B. And that's not talking home.com or any other services or referral fees you're paying for leads. You're paying a lot. A lot. So more and more companies are trying to take your commission. How many people have called you and says, I got leads for you. You don't have to pay, but you have to give me like 33% plus $500. I'm sure you get those calls all day long, right? So they're trying to get your commission because even when Zillow does $1 billion in sales, they struggle to be profitable. And so they have to come in and get more of the commission to be profitable. So that's why they have Zillow Flex, and that's why they have their own Zillow agents now. Zillow is an MLS member. AI won't bankrupt you, but if you don't integrate AI into your business, you will go a lot faster with AI than other people agents that won't. Your marketing will be better, your marketing will be faster, you'll spend less time on marketing and you can focus on lead generation sales. So that agents over time who are not AI integrated will start, who are AI integrated will start outpacing agents that refuse to do it. And I'm older, I get you, it's hard. And we're gonna help you, but you have to embrace it at some level, right? So. But what's the answer? How do we move forward? And so this is a lot. I'm gonna talk about it, let's see if I can go fast, but right now, this is how it works. You're an agent, your broker, we're here. That means they think about buying a home. Eventually they get to, I need to have an agent, a lender agent. They do the transaction, they move, and then they live there for a while. We know this is about 11 years. And they come here. The problem is, here, we know that 90-some-odd% said I'd use you again. And then we get to here, and like here, and then only 20% do. So we're losing a lot of our time. And if you want to, and who owns search right now? Zillow, Home.com, ChatGPT owns search. That's why you're paying all these fees to them. Now, you can't beat Zillow at the national level, but you can beat them locally. They can't outpace you locally. Makes sense? And the way you do it is you bankrupt them by taking away those clients. They don't even go on those platforms to search. Makes sense? They stick with you. The problem is they had a hard time sticking with you because one, your guys are not consistent, but two, you guys are calling them and saying, happy home anniversary and stuff like that. That's kind of like, it's cool, but it's like, it's okay, thank you, right? You're not really being that helpful, actually. Not helpful like you were on the trend, you're not being that helpful. So what we have to do is get you more involved with them at a meaningful level on there. The good part is you're too small, no offense, to actually get any things done to make money and help your people be more profitable here or take advantage of this part. But we want you to have a relationship that was meaningful all the way through. And if you do that, that 20%, at least with our brokerage, will go up dramatically. And that's how you beat these people trying to take Zillow, trying to take your money in search. And it's a battle. There's a strong battle right now in the brokerage industry. This is the fight. This is the fight. And everyone's trying to come. And right now, you guys used to be search. When Realtor.com was the only thing, you used to be control all search. And now it's gone to where you're just kind of over here now. And everyone's taking your money. Right? We don't control that. So we've got to take that, and we can take that with our database and be forward. So what does that mean? Look at all this. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna go through this, but there's a lot we can do. Imagine you can recommend movers and they get a discount because you recommended them and they're your movers. What if you can set up the utility, the cable, the internet, the mail forwarding, all service for them without them having to do it? Your service. Are those meaningful touches? Those close. What if you were their source for all maintenance needs on the house? Refinance, renovations, all those things come through you. Would those be more meaningful contacts than a home anniversary contact?
You give them value.
Yeah, you give them high value and they're doing business with you, not just the transaction. That makes sense? And so this is how you maintain relationships going forward. And it's pretty crazy. Oh, sorry. I have to click on it. There's a lot. And in here, there's services I can provide you, which we're going to talk about here shortly. And there's also things that we can build that are equity-based. If you're a top agent, ALC in this fire, I can also say, hey, we're going to build this business. It's going to service agents and their clients. And do you want to be an investor in this business? Makes sense. So there's a lot in there. But the first thing, we're building it. And the first thing we're going to do is Procasa, which is our marketing service. So Raquel is here.
Guys, I really think you should be listening to this. This is a couple products that we're bringing to you to support your business.
Yeah, so this is our marketing service. You're gonna be super happy because this is the number one complaint I get from agents is how much time they spend on marketing and how much time it vexes them. So
This will allow you to stay in your 20%. So you really want to be listening.
Morning. Hi,
Oh, there you go. It's here.
I'm gonna stay over here so I can kind of control that, but I think everybody can kind of see me. I'm Raquel Coward. I'm the Director of Marketing for Procasa. And if you haven't heard about us yet, we are a real estate technology company that was created by those of us that worked in a brokerage just like this. We started off in KW, so we are KW born and bred. I used to work in the KW Napa office, ran the office, assistant team leader, did marketing, did all of that. And some of our team, Danielle Kyle, who is your client success manager, she's been in real estate. She's a real estate agent herself. She also has worked in dozens of KW brokerages across the state of California. And so we have, with that knowledge and knowing what your pain points are, especially in the marketing world, have partnered with and created this ProCoffee Easy Button marketing solution. And we are really, really excited to bring that here. Your brokerage leadership has now made this available to you guys. And we're going to take a few minutes today to go through and give you a quick high-level overview of the type of marketing support that's now going to be available to you. And that's going to be for just your general everyday marketing, as well as your social, and then kind of reoccurring monthly pieces that we produce for you guys. So I'm going to go through this and give you guys a little tour. So the first thing I want to make sure that you guys know about is you guys are going to have a request platform, and I'm going to show that to you in just a moment. But that's going to cover all of your day-to-day must-haves. Now, if you come into the request platform and you request a material, let's say you need a postcard or a flyer or an email blast, and you're selecting from the templated materials within the request platform, getting those materials done is not going to cost you anything. So you're not paying for marketing. Your office is investing in you for all the reasons that John gave that wonderful presentation about, to make sure that you have the marketing materials that you need for 2026. So that's going to include things like your postcards, your business cards, your socials, your flyers, your email graphics, listing presentations. I know John mentioned that. Buyer presentations, that rang a bell too. All of those are available to you within the request platform. We also do your monthly market report. And so this is one that I am actually really excited about. What's going to happen is every month you're going to get an email delivered to you that looks something like this. And then within it, you will be able to click into and open up your interactive digital market report. Now, this is just a sample for one of our San Francisco KW offices. This will be customized to your area. So Natomas and all the different areas that John and your leadership have said, this is what's relevant for our agent. We will have your partners in here, and then we will go into all of your individual areas. And it breaks it down in a client-friendly, easy to understand and digest distribution. So it goes over your condos as well as your single-family homes, and it comes with your corresponding social variations as well. So not only do you get the digital file that you can take and send in a text, you can send in an email, do whatever you want with. You also get a static social option if you want to post it on your Facebook or Instagram. You also get a reel version, because we know reels are the big thing. So we give you the materials that you need to post this to meet your clients where they're at. So this is one of the high value monthly touch points that we provide to you to make sure that you are staying consistent and engaging with your database.
Are they editable with our personal branding?
So there is an option to do a custom one if you wanted to have it updated to your branding. Those are a paid option though. Just the generic one is free. You're not paying for it. Again, that's part of the package that your office is providing you.
But in your area. So yeah.
Yeah, we've given them designated areas that are where our offices are located, so that you know.
Ribbon.
Yep.
So it's gonna have the stats for your area.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
reading your mind, Dave.
Yes, they are.
Yes. So that monthly market report will be distributed to you guys every month, and then you guys can take that, post it on social, and send it out. Another one that we are, also in the request platform are your email marketing. So just sold, just listed, open house. Those are available too through your request platform. Another one that we're putting together for you guys every month is our What's Happening In. So this is another monthly newsletter that we're curating specifically for what's happening in the areas that are relevant to you. And these are places to visit, things to do, local activities. So this is an email campaign that you can take and send to your database. So now you have two very high quality, very local, very relevant marketing assets that you can send out to your clients every month. So now you've got those two touch points. 24 touches for the
So
year.
you should do one on like the first of the month and one on like the 15th of the month.
Yep, so
Two.
twice a month, have those on your calendar. We'll send those out to you, and then you guys can take them from there. Our team You have a project manager that is Potch, and you guys will all get his information and be able to chat with him as well. If you guys have questions, how do I get this into my email client? I use Command, I use MailChimp, I use Constant Contact. Our team is here to help you guys. We're not here physically in your office, but you can email us and we will make sure that you guys have the tools and resources to do what you need to get these distributed. Just let us know. I'm gonna jump over to our request platform now. So when you land on your request platform, this is your intro page, and it kind of just shows you the 3 steps you have to do. So step 1, you find your template. Step 2, you submit your request. And step 3, you get your proof delivered to your email inbox. So once you come in here, this is your request platform. You can see down the left-hand side here is where you'll notice all the different standard types of marketing materials that you're looking for. So let's just say, for instance, you need to come in and you want to grab a open house flyer. You can come in here into the flyers and you're going to see all the different templates that are available. So you find the one that you like and then you click on that. Once you get into it, it's going to ask you a few questions. The first one is going to be, how do you want your file delivered to you? What format do you want it? Is this something that you're posting on social media, so you need a digital file like a PNG? Is it something you're sending in an email, so you need a PDF? Is it something that you are taking and printing at your home or in the office or with your favorite local commercial printer? So we're going to give you a print-ready PDF file. Or is it something that you want to place a print order with us for, and then you print that, select that print with ProCasa option. So we want to make sure that you're getting the materials you need the way that you need them. So you select the one that you want, you let us know if you'd like to include a QR code or not, and then you're going to put in the property address. And that's all you really need to put in. We're not asking you for time to put in your property photos, your bedroom counts, your bathroom counts, property descriptions, or anything like that, because on the back end, we all love AI. We are using AI automation with your MLS to integrate that property information into your selected template. So our designers and our project managers will still go through and verify, make sure photo placement looks nice, make sure your branding and everything is all applied to it. But that property information automatically pulls over from the MLS, which means you don't have to waste your time re-providing that information to us. If you are an agent or a team that has your own branding, so you've got your own colors you like your own fonts, you have your own logo, you'll have an opportunity to provide that information to us as well, so that when you request your material, we will apply your brand kit to the selected material. So say, for instance, the sample that's on here, where the bar on it is black, maybe your brand color is purple. We'll update it to your branding and put your logo and everything on there. If you are a team or agent that has your own template, maybe you've curated flyers or business cards or whatever it is that you really love, you've made them over the years, they're yours, they represent your brand, you can provide those to our team as well. And then we will create the marketing materials for you on your own individual template. Those templates do stay private to you, so they're not going to get put in the request platform for anybody else to have access to. They're yours, but we'll put them into our platform so we can put in all the data automations and everything. So that's how you can come in and request your materials. There are dozens and dozens of types of materials here, so I would definitely encourage you all to jump in, take a look at them. There's buyer presentations, listing presentations. Take some time, go in and play with it, figure out what you like, put in a few requests to start to get familiar with it. That way, when you have a property or something that you need materials for, you know right where to go and you know which templates you like.
When is it available?
This is available today. This is it. We're launching for you guys. You guys will get an email at the end of the day with links to everything. Yeah. Great question. So typically our team, our promise, our guarantee is within 24 business hours, Monday through Friday. So basically you submit it on Tuesday, you're going to get it on Wednesday. Our team is very fast. Typically it's going to be probably just a couple hours until you get it, but I am very much of the mind of under promise and over deliver. So I'm going to tell you within 24 hours. Okay. Yes.
I got on the platform yesterday, I tried to order business cards, and when I went to populate, it didn't say Sac Metro. In the select top down.
So you might not have been in your specific profile yet. You might have just been on like the demo one.
Okay.
The Sac Metro one you don't have to select an office or anything.
Okay, so maybe we could talk about that after.
Yeah, absolutely.
After the meeting?
Yeah, of course. A couple other things on here that I want to point out for you. I'm not going to go through all the products, but they're all essentially, as far as how you submit the request, function the same way. One thing I do want to point out down here for you guys to keep an eye out for are the kits. These are new and we are building this out even further. But what these kits are is you will get multiple marketing materials all in one request. So for instance, the just listed kit comes with the flyer, the social graphic, the social story, and your email blast all in one request, making it even faster and easier for you to get the materials that you need without having to submit multiple pieces. And then the last thing here I'll show you in the request platform for now, before I show you some of the social tools you have available, is going to be the bespoke services. So like I mentioned, anything that you get from the request platform that is the standard templates that we're either updating to your branding or creating as is, that's available to you at no cost. You request it, you get it, you're not paying for it unless you do a print order, right? The office isn't covering your print costs, but they're covering everything else for you. If you need something that falls outside of any of those standard templates, anything that's not listed, you need a banner, a photo backdrop, something different that is customly created, we have our bespoke services. That really works for anything too. So if you say, well, I need a door hanger, and I saw all the templates you guys have, but none of them really fit this specific call to action that I want to use, you can request a custom design. And when you go into the product under the bespoke services, it'll show you here what the design cost for that specific bespoke service is. So you can see right away what that might cost you. The other thing here you'll notice in the bespoke services, besides like custom designs for your marketing materials, there's a bespoke request. So if you have a need for something that you don't see any materials in there for, like I said, like a banner, that doesn't mean we don't provide the support for it. It just means there's dozens and dozens and dozens of marketing materials out there, and we don't have them all necessarily listed. So you just let us know what your idea is, and our team will help you get that taken care of. Down here at the bottom, you'll also see a couple other items I want to point out. We have e-newsletters support subscription, so that if you wanted to do like a monthly custom newsletter, you can take a look at those. And then there are samples of those for other agents that we've created, so you can see what a custom monthly newsletter might look like. We have photo editing services available. We have video editing services available, and social media management service. So like John was talking about, social media, especially going into 2026, is huge for real estate agents. If you don't like doing social media, but you know how important it is and you want somebody to be able to do that for you, our team can support you with that. So you can take a look at those options and let us know. Going into social media just a little bit further though, I want to show you guys one more thing, and this is our other platform, and this is called Procasa Social. Now, what Procasa Social allows you to do is manage all of your social accounts from one place. Now, this is not included. This is an individual subscription that you would sign up for. It is $20 a month. But this does a lot of things to really give you the power that you need to manage your social accounts. So what happens is you add any of your social accounts to it. So let's say you've got LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, you add your account to yours, and then you can come in here, and this is where you can put in your content. So if you have an idea for a caption already, and you just want to type it in, you absolutely can. If you don't know how to write good, engaging captions, there's an AI pilot here, and I'm going to sit down for just a second. So you can actually type in this like, write a, oh, hang on, it's not letting me type. Wrong box. Let's see, write a post about why now is a good time to buy a home in Natomas. And then I can generate that. And it's going to write my caption and everything for me. Now this is going to be complete with my captions. It's going to have my hashtags, my emojis, and everything all in it. I can also tell it to rephrase it. I can change the tone of it. I can make it shorter or longer, or generate more hashtags. And then I can insert it into my prompt window. Now, once it's over here, I have the ability to edit it as I need. So if I wanted to make any fine-tuned adjustments, I can. One of my favorite things about the platform is that I can actually come in and edit for each platform individually. So that's a huge benefit for things like hyperlinks, right? Facebook, you can put a link into like a home valuation call to action. You just put it right there in your caption. But if I need to put something on Instagram, we all know Instagram doesn't like URLs and links. So you might have to change that caption to say, see link in bio. But I'm still able to do it right here from one platform, and I'm not having to go into Facebook and post it and then go over to Instagram and post it. You can add your media directly from your device. So if you have like a property photo on your phone or your computer, you can add it there. If you have a Canva account, you can connect directly to your Canva. And then we also have a licensed image library. So if you needed to come in and just find like a stock image, let's say I wanted to find a kitchen, you can come in and browse the licensed image library, add that to your post, and you don't have to worry about any sort of copyright issues or anything like that. Then once you've got it all perfected the way that you want it, you've got your image, you've got your captions, you've got your hashtags, you've selected which accounts you want that to go to. All you have to do is come in and say schedule post. It's going to let you pick the time and date you want it to go up, and that takes care of it. So it makes it incredibly easy to manage that social media from one place. Now, one of my absolute favorite pieces of this is our content library. We know that the struggle is real when it comes to what do I post besides I've got a listing for sale, right? So we have created a curated content library. And what this comes with are all of the graphics, images, and captions already done. So for instance, you can click into it and you can see that you've got the graphics, you've got the caption, the hashtags, and that's it. You can change it, update it if you want, but otherwise you just grab it and go. That's a great way to fill your social media calendar. Now there's over 100 different tags in here that you can search and sort the content by. You can do it monthly, you can do it seasonally. There's tags for buyer tips, seller tips. You've got events and classes, holidays, all kinds of different things in here. And so you can go in and find the types of posts that you want, find one that you like, and schedule it onto your calendar so that you're not even having to think anymore about what should the caption look like, where do I find a graphic, what do I post. What you post is right here. It makes it really easy for you. You fill your calendar up. This is a preview that shows you what your calendar looks like, so you can see what you have scheduled to post and when. Makes it really easy to reschedule. So if I needed to reschedule this one, I can just drag and drop it to a different day if I needed to. Again, making it easy for you to manage. And then you also have access to all of your analytics as well for all of your platforms. So you can see, right? Because you need to be able to measure and say, is what I'm doing working? Am I hitting my right audience? So when you come in, for instance, and you want to look at your reports for Instagram, it's going to give you breakdowns for, find one here I can show you guys. It's going to give you breakdowns of like your audience demographics. What age bracket am I reaching? What genders am I reaching? And that's great too, because if you go back to what John was talking about in the meeting, right? Are we hitting those boomers and Gen Xers, or am I hitting the millennials who aren't buying right now? So being able to come in and look at all of your different analytics and see where you're reaching, how, who, when, is a huge resource alone as well. So this is Pro Classes Social. If this is something that you are interested in, you can sign up for this as well. If the links to it to sign up, learn more will all be in the email that goes out to you guys later this afternoon as well. But I know that I took up quite a bit of your time. That was really fast.
How's everyone like that?
Your business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if you have again?
It'll allow you to
I wanna-
get your 20%.
Oh,
Bring in Cameron.
I think that's mine, sorry.
we have one more service we want to talk to you about briefly. It is a solar advance.
John, I just wanted to make sure, you did say this is free and unless we customize it?
Correct.
Correct.
Just wanted to make sure.
It's all free unless you customize it.
Now, a second, the customizations that are included are gonna be things like updating your brand kit. That's not a customization, but
Say it again?
Does it have to say Sac Metro?
It doesn't. Oh, oops. Okay, Cameron, so we are doing also what we call, we're doing a Premier Advanced service, so Cameron, can you say something?
Yeah, can you hear me?
So go ahead, Cameron.
Perfect. Is it all right if I share my screen or would that mess anything up?
No, here, hold on. Okay, you should be able to share now.
All right. Can you guys see that?
Yes.
All right, perfect. Well, I just wanted to hop on real quick today and introduce the Premier Seller Advanced program. I know we've gone a little bit over on time, so I will do a very quick run through on the program. Essentially, we were created because there's two ways to sell a home. There's as is and market ready. John went over a lot of stats as far as, selling within 2 weeks. Otherwise, we're going to have those price reduction conversations. And we all want to avoid those because when people are looking for a listing agent, one of the first things, if not, I believe the first thing, was the reputation. And as an agent, if you're having those conversations, not only is the value going down, but the trust is going down, and so is the reputation. And so that's really why we partnered with KW here to create the Premier Seller Advanced program. And so what this does is this offers a line of credit of up to $50,000 for your sellers to be able to use towards home prep expenses. So as I said, there's two ways to sell the home. The market ready homes are selling higher and they're selling faster. And that's what we're looking to accomplish here. But when you approach the property and say, hey, I recommend we do these four things, we maybe have a start and an end, but there's no map to get there. Two of the biggest reasons that sellers avoid any type of home prep expense is the cost and the stress. And that's really what we're looking to do to remove that from the process. The application, it's quick, it's easy, takes less than 10 minutes to get through. The line of credit itself, it is unsecured, meaning we are not putting a lien on the property, and there is no impact to credit. So we do have credit minimums, and when they apply on the application, all we're doing is a soft inquiry to get that FICO credit score. So there is no negative impact, as we know they're likely trying to finance the purchase of their next home as well. And the best part about this line of credit is there are no out-of-pocket costs. There's no monthly cost. Everything, the entire line of credit is paid through escrow. So you let us know that an offer has been accepted. We come up with kind of the demand and send it over to title and escrow to get that paid off. So your sellers will have essentially no out of pocket. What can the funds be used for? Anything that has to do with home prep. So some of your more basic stuff, fresh coat of paint, landscaping, moving costs, storage expenses. You can throw in photography and staging. We've had people board their animals over a weekend if they have some open houses. If they are, temporary housing, if they have some type of remodel going on, they can use the funds for that. So there's a lot of use cases. And part of why I'm here as the account manager is to be your first line of defense or first point of contact when you do have questions or your seller has questions about the use cases and the funds. That's what I can do for you. As far as the cost of the program, going to cover this really, really fast. There is a one-time origination fee of up to $499 when they actually draw on those funds. The monthly interest, or I should say there is monthly interest, and it's 8.9 to 16.9% depending on their credit score, but that is the annualized interest rate, meaning what it's going to cost them is that divided by 12. So the interest is really closer to, I think it's 0.8 to 1.4% per month. So essentially, if they're using $10,000 on that line of credit, it's only going to cost them about $100 a month to borrow that, right? And most homes sell in, I believe, 4 months. Actually, about 96% of the homes that we work with sell in less than 4 months. So again, there are no costs if the funds are not used. So if they apply for the line of credit and get approved, but don't actually draw on those funds, again, there's no negative on the credit, there's no lien on the property, and there were no fees or interest involved with that. The key points on the program, really one I want to make sure here is the Jimmies and the Joes do not have access to this program without you. So we do need a listing agreement in place. And again, when they fill out the application, they select your name from the list. You approve or confirm the list price to get us to move forward with the application. The basic qualifications, we need a minimum 680 on the FICO. We are looking for about 20 to 30% equity in the home, kind of depends on the price point and the property type. And currently we are capped at $4 million for the list price. So when they apply, if they have all three of those boxes checked, they'll get approved and they would have access to draw on the funds in potentially up to 20 minutes. So it happens really, really fast. Great for, those that need funds in a pinch. We also work with LLCs, trusts, and estates. So we know that comes up quite often. So this is the last thing I wanted to cover today, especially because we went through this so fast. We are now offering a certification program as well. This obviously goes on to more of the nuances of the program, but also how to position it in your conversations. We're not looking to change what you're doing on the listing side for your listing presentations. We're just looking to be able to enhance that strategy. So if you scan the QR code on the top left, that will take you to the certification program. It's a quick, I think it's like 6 minutes worth of videos and questions. And once you're certified, you will actually receive a $150 bonus when you send the first application through. We also have a resource center available to you. I know there was a lot today discussed on marketing and lead generation. This is an awesome program as we are, running through spring and summer into that jog for fall and winter. As John was saying, this is a great program to be able to use if you're working on FSBOs or expireds. What a great way to reach out. So if you scan the QR code on the right, that is going to take you to the Agent Resource Center where all those materials exist. I will also send out an email after this so you have access to it. And again, I'm your first line of defense. So if you want to call me, text me, email me, that's what I'm here for. If you scan that QR code, you can schedule a meeting directly on my calendar and we can kind of go over any specific questions that you might have. Okay, that was the very quick and 30,000 foot overview of the program. Any questions?
How do you think if you had this in listing presentations, would it go a lot farther with the clients?
Yeah.
I have what I need to set up with today.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
Well, I was going to say, if anybody has a listing that's active right now, this doesn't have to be done before the fact. We can actually use the funds. They can apply and reimburse themselves up to 120 days prior for any expenses that have already been spent. So if you do have listings that are active that have spent money, or maybe they're a little stagnant, this program could definitely help out.
Thank you, Cameron. So you can see these are two of the programs. I have another program coming along that's not quite ready yet. We're still waiting for IDX connections to MLS to get done. But there's another program where we're going to help you generate leads and keep more leads off your listings. So you can see how the brokerage, when we talk about a platform, we can set up at a brokerage level, we can make these deals and set up a platform where you can't afford them individually, but we can afford as a brokerage to support you in your business going forward. This is only offered through you. So when you present this as part of your listing as an option, as a service you provide, and they apply through an app for you. They can't go outside. They have to go through you. Make sense? So that's the value, part of your value proposition we're trying to build for you. How's that sound? Thank you, Cameron. Just to wrap this up, I lost it. But anyways.
Don, do we have those QR codes laying around for to revisit it later?
Yes, so they will be, you will receive emails from both platform services today in your email, so look for that. Give me your send that. One other thing though, I just want to know, and unfortunately, I hate to do this to you at this time, but I am making the monthly fee change. This went through AOC and was approved. We are increasing the fee. I haven't increased in some time, and I've been feeling a lot of pressure on it. But we're increasing it $40 a month to $175. That will be a marketing platform fee that we're adding in there. You do have the ability to save money if you pay in January upfront, $17.50. That'll get you 2 months off free. If you want to do that, you can do it through a transaction or a credit card purchase. That'll be cheaper. But that fee will be going up in February. So just FYI, I want to put it out there. This is how the fee breaks down. Right now, you pay $135, which is tech command. I pay that to KW for your command and G Suite, essentially, and then insurance to cover your transactions, and then this will be on top of that right there. So that's how it breaks down. I just want to put it out there. You won't be on your January bill. It'll be on your February bill, but I want to put that out there for you because that will be because we are paying for these services for you. It won't offset all the costs, but I'm trying to raise some of the costs because obviously having a full marketing team that turns things around 24 hours to you. It's not a cheap endeavor to do, right? So that's where we are. But I appreciate it. We're gonna have a lot more that comes down the pipe over the year. So I'm super excited about that. So make sure, you know, that, and, oh, sorry. Next, so just know, come to the team meetings, we're gonna be announcing these things as they come down the pipe. I'm super excited about what we have coming to support you. I'm trying to get you involved all the way around, because if you have those services, then you have better touch points with your clients through that cycle. And we know that's an 11-year cycle on average. So you have better touch points through that cycle, you're gonna have a much more robust database coming around. So, okay, thank you to Christy for our launch. Next, the 28th is our awards. Awards. We're gonna have a red carpet here. So please be here for awards. Thank you. Sorry we went long. I appreciate you guys for staying. Have a great day.
All right.
Yes.